Guys, we're going to do we're going to go out of order a little bit just to make sure we get the stuff with the DD. I want to get in with the DD. But I asked you guys to send me a prediction of who you think will have the best game tonight.
Oh, I thought we were doing that at 12.
The Cleveland Browns. Well, DD didn't send it in, so we're gonna switch it around and get what we got to get in.
Bad job out of
something back with the DD.
It is.
Let's start with you, though, Bull. Who do
Yeah.
you think has the biggest game? And we have the graphic made. So whenever you want, tell the world who you expect to have a monster game for the Cleveland Browns.
All right, my guy was Cedric Tillman. I expect Cedric Tillman.
Wait a minute. Those are my numbers. Those aren't Bull's.
No, those are Bulls.
There is no way that Bull said he was going to have 6 catches, 65
Nope,
yards.
that's an Anthony mistake. Anthony
we have
mistake.
an Anthony
That's my
mistake.
bad.
Bull,
So give me Jay's graphic.
If we would have had the identical numbers, I would have walked right off the
It's
show.
close, though.
So here's what Bull actually sent. Anthony
pretty
just sent to the
close.
wrong list. Pull this new one up, Steve.
I wasn't even sure those weren't mine because they were pretty close. What are mine?
This is what
5
Bull
for
predicted.
7. I had a few
Very
more yards
close.
on one less catch.
You're right.
Pretty much the
Same thing.
I liked again, you know me, I hate the preseason, and I don't like to read too much into it. But seeing Cedric Tillman play in that first game, just seeing that bulk of a wide receiver, I like a good big wide receiver with good hands. He's not slow, he's not fast, he's not like super fast for a wide receiver, but he is a big guy, and it was impressive seeing him on the field. And he probably would have been a higher draft pick had he not gotten hurt last year. And, listen, it's hard to get too excited about a Browns third-round pick because they've blown it the last 2 years. They certainly blew it with Schwartz. They probably blew it with Bell. But I think this guy is going to break this trend. I just like seeing him on the field. I was impressed with him last week. And I think first of all, he's in the battle for at least the 4th spot. I think he's going to get it. And I think he's a guy that's going to play some with the first team and then continue on with the second team and play a lot with the second team. I think he'll be on the field a lot. It wouldn't surprise me if he did even better than that. But I'm expecting a big game from Cedric Tillman tonight.
Beautiful.
So, Jay, we'll go with you next before we get to G. I know you also picked Cedric Tillman.
665 and a touch.
You want to piggyback on what
I'll
Bull
just
said?
make a couple of quick statements, and this is going to sound like hyperbole, and maybe this is the last. Maybe Tillman is saying, no. God, don't let Crawford say that. Because last year I said it was Cade York. Oops. I'm still a Cade York guy, and it's going to take time for him, but he did not have a good rookie season. I think you're looking at right there the guy that when the season is over, we're all going to agree was the steal of the draft. I think we're going to look back and say, this was a guy that we didn't anticipate that kind of production from because he was a third-round pick. But let's face it, he's not a third-round pick.
No.
He was a third-round pick because of the injury.
Right. He should have been a second-round pick.
I think he should have been a second-round pick. And I'm like you, I'm looking at the physical attributes of this kid.
Yeah.
I'm blown away by his length. His speed is not a game breaker, but he's not slow, to your point.
No.
Now, I would rather have a tall, medium-speed receiver than a short burner.
With good hands.
With good hands. Because
Yeah.
his length, it's going to allow him to be a factor in the red zone.
Right.
Which, it's tough for the shorter guys to be big factors in the red zone.
Definitely.
And I just feel like what this guy was on track to become before the injury was far more than what the Browns are looking at right now and where they drafted him. So my hope is that he is the standout draft pick from this draft class for the Browns at the end of the year.
I like Tillman. I was thoroughly upset draft night because I felt like they could have got Jalen Hyatt, but the Giants went up and got him.
Who, by the way, they've been very impressed with him in Giants camp too.
Yes, they're very impressive.
Yeah,
but there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? There's more than one way to get it done. And I've been impressed with...
It's a little disturbing that we were skinning cats here.
Yeah.
Where did that expression come from?
I don't know, but that is a disturbing expression.
And in certain societies,
they really... That's ever been done.
That's a delicacy in certain places.
That's true.
Yeah, man.
Apparently. I say it's true as if I know that for sure.
Well, we've heard. We've heard rumors. There are certain countries where you go walking around and you see a lot of stray cats.
Yeah.
You're looking twice at the meat in your taco when you're ordering at a little delicatessen.
There is a hierarchy. I always talk about it. We don't go down the rabbit hole, but there's a list of hierarchy of animals that you can't eat. They're cancelable offenses, right?
Yeah,
Cats or dogs, but then the higher you get, like if you eat a dolphin, you're out of here. Like, people love Flipper. You can't eat horses. Like, you eat
Mr. Ed.
You eat Seabiscuit, you're out of here. Like, they're not gonna play with you. There's certain things you can't eat. They're not gonna do it. And you can't eat like gorillas or monkeys.
Gorillas.
You can't eat gorilla.
That's not a delicacy in some countries.
They're only one chromosome away from us.
I know,
we're
like
pretty close.
that's
I'm good with Canada.
That's a whole human kind of
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
You
But
look at those gorillas in the zoo, man. They're looking into your soul, man.
I know they are.
They are looking into your soul.
Yeah.
that's why Planet of the Apes was so deep. I watched the 70s version of it. Freaked me all the way
I
out.
just watched that a year ago.
The
I'd never
original?
seen it.
The original.
It actually, I think, came out in 69.
I had never seen it before.
What?
Ever.
Take your filthy
To me,
paws
it was-
off me, you dang dirty ape!
Wow, you know each line.
We were just talking about it last night, Aaron and I.
That's
that movie.
ain't that real? See, we be hanging out
Charlton
way too
Heston.
much. And then
Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowell.
when
right?
that Statue of Liberty, he came
Oh,
on
yeah.
that horse, and that Statue of Liberty
At
was
the end.
Yeah,
at the end.
I was like, what? This is
That's what got everybody thinking so much. I think.
that pushed my mind back.
I didn't realize there were 4 sequels within 5 years of that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Well, it was critically acclaimed and it was a box office smash. too.
Yes.
It's rare that you get both.
And now they did a remake in 2011, and now they've done 3 newer movies where they've kind of started it all over again.
Oddly enough, if you're into vaping, I have seen a vape shop that's called Planet of the Vapes.
I have
cracked
seen that.
Karma represent.
I was done.
Planet of
I
the
was
Vapes.
done when I saw it. Planet of the Vapes.
I feel like Anthony is the most likely person on our show to be a vapor.
oh yeah.
Right?
No, it's not even
I
close.
did in high school for a
See?
little bit,
Yep.
but I
I
don't
told
anymore.
you.
Least likely
vapor.
to vape.
Let's go ahead.
Least
and
likely to vape, Steve.
Yeah. No
Let's
question.
go ahead and stereotype as we
I also
will.
agree.
Do you have a really long pocket chain? do you?
That's
the
mandatory to
with
get
your
into the
keys
vaping
on it.
club.
Yeah, with the vapor club. Did you play hacky sack in front of your high school?
No, but I did skateboard around my grade school.
See,
Skateboarding
and
hacky
vape.
Did you hang with a girl that had trench bottoms on a huge pair of jeans
Definitely.
that are black?
Definitely.
They're listening-
No, actually.
Oh, really?
Have you guys ever experienced this with the vaping? Yeah, I'm fascinated by vaping. I've never tried it. But the amount of smoke
Oh.
that is produced, and I don't
Gross.
even know if it's smoke, it's steam. I don't know what the
my
hell it
soccer
is.
team captain worked
I
for
was-
a vape company.
This is a true story. I was sitting at a red light. This was a long time ago when
Yeah.
vaping first became a thing.
It became a cult.
And I looked over, and the guy was vaping, and the windows were up.
Yeah.
And I really thought, this guy's going to crash his car. He can't see through that smoke. His whole cab was
Good.
filled with
At least
it.
we didn't have to smell like these idiots who throw cigarettes
Oh,
out
it's
the
horrible.
window.
It's horrible.
Let's get to
This,
it.
by the way, there's no way. Listen, put the camera on me for a second. I am a bastion of health, so that's obvious,
He is the UCSS Surgeon General.
without a doubt. And I will say, there's no way vaping can be healthy for you.
No.
chance.
No.
They're going to find out. Like the people used to smoke cigarettes back in the day as if they were good for you.
Doctors used to recommend them.
Yeah. Now there's no
4
way
out
vaping
of 5
is good
doctors
for
choose Lucky Strike.
you. Yeah.
Well,
Hey Jay, let's be honest. You and I were
What?
both recommended to smoke cigarettes when we started our broadcast career. So
I was. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we both were.
Because like Mike, who has that trouble still, I don't. When I started, I looked like I was 13.
Yeah.
And I had a news director literally tell me, I'm like, well, what can I do to get my first gig? He goes, I would start smoking heavily and drinking like a fifth of whiskey a day to
Yeah.
gravel up your voice. I'm like, I want to do TV, but I don't want to die.
Not that bad.
Yeah, I don't want to do it that bad. But Mike said that someone told him that too.
Well, we were talking about the Johnny Manziel thing yesterday, and Mike was like talking about how he covered Johnny Manziel. I'm thinking like, how is Mike old enough to have covered Johnny Manziel?
Well, it was probably
'Cause
your
you
first
still
job,
think
right?
he's like 19.
no, I wasn't covering Johnny Manziel. I was in the aftermath of Johnny Manziel. I covered him when he came back to A&M when he got inducted to the A&M Hall
Oh,
of Fame.
okay. Yeah, because he
I was in. I'm the same age.
yeah.
I was in college when Johnny was in college.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I would
whatever. You
expect.
still look like you're 19,
Fair.
which is good. You want to look young.
Well, Mike's parents just walked in, and both of them look like they're not old enough to be your parent.
yeah, like this.
So
happened.
you get the good genes from both sides.
I have been told I look like my dad.
Very much so.
Yes, he
Very much so.
definitely, yeah.
Definitely packed house
So
today.
we got a full house. G, before we got off topic, you were about to tell us who you think is
Oh,
gonna have
yeah,
the best
this-
games
this
for
why
the
you-
Browns
this
tonight.
why-
Yeah, by the way, that was a wild tangent.
Yeah,
Well, it was
this
massive,
is why they don't ask
massive.
me no questions.
Yeah.
We went from apes to
Oh
vaping.
my God!
I have
It's
no
just
idea how we
crazy.
got there.
Deshaun Watson, man. I got him as the breakout player of the game. 7 for 11, 101, and 2 of those are drops, by the way. We're gonna
Okay. Boy, you're really getting specific.
It should
Who's
be
dropping the ball?
Schwartz.
He's not.
I
even
do
in.
not want to see Schwartz on the field a lot.
I don't either.
I'm gonna give the audience 1 for Schwartz because he's good for 1. That's what we know for him. But I think actually Bell drops 1.
Oh, that'd be bad for both those
I
guys.
think Bell drops 1, but I think he comes out, he plays well. I would have inflated these stats a little bit because I am the Kool-Aid man, and I didn't pick him to play a whole half. I only got him playing like 2 series in these statistics. But if he plays the whole half, I got him actually going up a little bit more. He could get about 120.
Well, if he
he's playing.
completes 7 for 101, one of those is a long ball.
That's a deep ball,
One
and
of
that's
them's
to your
big.
boy Tillman, because y'all both got him for 65 and
so it's
75.
probably going to be Tillman to the
But
touchdown.
30, 40 touchdowns.
And then everybody's happy.
Yeah, then we leave here happy. We can go home. I can drink my Kool-Aid and sell it on my radio show tomorrow. I'll be selling. I have a whole big stand right in front of the radio station. Get your Deshaun Watson 5,000-yard Kool-Aid right here.
That's right.
Come on now.
We always see lemonade stands on the street, but Kool-Aid would be better than a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
I'd rather drink Kool-Aid than homemade lemonade.
Boy,
Yeah.
that sugar content, boy, you just be like, it's just like going to Olive Garden. They'd be like, do you want cheese on that? And you'd be like, yup. And they'd be like,
No, I don't like
tell me when to
Parmesan
stop.
cheese.
Have you